not open for discussion at all, which we touched upon.
Oh, yeah.
And I think if you could utilize this to lead to that sort of discussion about what values do we really want. Maybe you could comment on that.
What values do we want to uphold?
What do we want a debate or a discussion to lead to? Whether Islamists are going to be willing to participate or not, where can that discussion lead?
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you something. Last night I was on a panel at Temple University in Philadelphia, and the whole place was packed with hostile students who ultimately, most of them, about 10 minutes in, started chanting and got up en masse and left. And that was fine, because then the rest of us could carry on a reasonably civil discussion. But I'll tell you what happened. I was the first speaker, and I got up, and it was a conference called the Islamic Apartheid Conference. And it was supposed to shed light on the oppression of women and religious minorities and others in Islam. And so I started out by noting that the Cairo Declaration of Human Rights in Islam, which was formulated by the Muslim countries, the leading Muslim countries in the world, as a response to the UN's Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That the Cairo Declaration of Human Rights submits all rights to Islamic law, and that Islamic law, in its traditional formulations, all across the madhab, the schools of jurisprudence, they all teach that a Jew's life and a Christian's life and a Hindu's life and any non-Muslim's life is actually worth less than a Muslim's. This is a standard element of Islamic law. In Islamic law, you have blood money. If you kill someone, you don't necessarily have to go to prison. You can, if the family of the deceased, if the family of the person you killed agrees, then you pay them a sum of money, and that settles the matter. But the amount of money is actually stipulated in Islamic law. And the lives of Jews and Christians and other non-Muslims are actually valued less in Islamic law. So I explained that. And I explained that this was not just one law book or one man's opinion, but this was all across the schools of jurisprudence. Sunnis and Shiites, I quoted a Shiite authority, Sultan Hussein Tabande, who wrote a critique of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in Iran in 1970, and explained then that there was the death penalty for apostasy, because Muhammad, or Islamic tradition, is said if anybody changes his religion, kill him, and the death penalty for apostasy is also universal in Islamic law. And so that we were standing here, standing as advocates for the equal dignity of all human persons, and the freedom of conscience, and the equality of rights of women with men, and the equality of rights of non-Muslims with Muslims, and so on. And you all, I addressed the hostile chanting crowd, are here because you think that we are the enemies of freedom and human rights. But which one of us is here standing and calling for equality and freedom? It's us, not you. You are here running interference for and defending the people who are against these fundamental rights. And so, I mean, I'm not sure that I'm addressing the question that you asked, but I'm hoping that I am, that these are the values we are contending for. And it's being obscured today as to what we are all about because of the propaganda that is part of the tremendous propaganda machine that Islamic tradition has, that even the creation of Muhammad and the Quran are part of. Which